A homeless man came to our door to ask for money. But my family didn't have any. Instead of turning him away, I remember my mother inviting him in and making him eggs, toast, and coffee. And so it began. My first lesson in tzedakah, of never turning anyone away, of always finding a way to help.
In some ways, my story is very different than my grandmother's. I remember driving past the Federation campus with the Zach's name written on it, and having friends ask me, "Is that your family?" But in many ways, my story is the same. From the time I can remember, Federation was in our lives. In tzedakah, giving back was the top priority.
Growing up, my home was very Jewish-oriented. And like Judy, we did not have a lot of means. But as a kid and throughout high school, every week, my sisters and I had to put money in our tin tzedakah box with the expectation of filling it up at least once a year and giving it to those in need. When Eric and I moved to Hartford, we didn't really know many people. So we got involved in Federation, and after a few years, I was asked to chair Super Sunday. I worked so hard that day and was so inspired by the volunteers and the people on the other ends of the phone who were willing to give what they could. By the end of the day, we were exactly $5,000 short of our goal. I remember talking to my father-in-law, and I was so disappointed that we hadn't achieved our actual goal. He asked me how much was left of the goal, and I told him. He gave the $5,000 gift in my name, and that's how I became a Lion.
I was raised in Los Angeles to a long line of 100% Japanese ancestors. So heritage and passing things on was something I was intimately familiar with. And when I started dating Jessica's son, Ben, I immediately knew how important family life and philanthropy were to all of them, and I was inspired. I admired how the Zacks family has always thought about philanthropy, and more than that, how they always made an effort to teach younger generations and to pass it on. It's so easy in today's day and age for traditions to get lost. Things can just die out in just one generation, which is why it was so important for me to become a Jew before I married Ben.
As a young woman born into a family like this, I look at my mother and grandmother, and I am just so proud of them. I love watching them wear their pins with pride and having the opportunity to explain what the pin represents. We're 3 generations strong up here, but that legacy started even before my Grandma Judy.
I remember how lucky I felt when I met Eric, and I felt equally as lucky when I met his parents and grandparents at his Grandma Louise's 80th birthday party. She was an incredible woman.
Grandma Louise was such a huge part of my life, and Federation was a huge part of hers. She was a Scrabble queen, she was caring, and she was the best listener in the world. And today, I am proud to be at my very first Lion of Judah conference wearing her pin for my very first time.
Right before Ben and I got married, Jessica and Eric made me a Lion as a wedding gift. And it was the most meaningful gift I've ever received. It was a gift that signified that I was truly a part of the family, the importance of philanthropy, and the start of my own personal relationship with philanthropy. They made me a Lion of Judah. And now today, I stand in front of you as a committed Lion and a committed Jew, ready to pass down everything I've received and everything we stand for to the next generation of Lions.
I stand here next to these remarkable women in some ways surprised that I have the honor of being the matriarch to this legacy of women. But the truth is, you are all icons and matriarchs to incredible legacies of your own. Just by sitting in this very room and proudly wearing your pins. A few years ago, Hartford Federation honored me with the most meaningful award for a lifetime of giving and leadership, the Kipnis Wilson Friedland Award. Today, in this very room, we are honored to have the new class of award winners, 75 of them to be exact. Let's give them a round of applause. There's more. And we also have Norma Kipnis Wilson herself. The co-founder of the Lion of Judah, a matriarch and role model to every single one of us. Norma, thank you for everything you have done and everything you continue to do.
Ladies, we are surrounded by giants here today and for the next couple of days. We must all stand proud, be kind, and meet new people. And most important, welcome to the 2019 International Lion of Judah Conference.